Hello. Today's short class is in the topic called primitivism. Primitivism is a theory that gives you foundations to work out your thought process. We usually face daily in the news struggles between conservatism and progressivism. And the idea of conservatism is a similar foundation theory. When someone is a conservative, it means that this person has chosen a specific time from human history. They want to freeze this time and to live forever in this time, to conserve it. They choose, for example, the Western tradition of United States on the 50s, and they want to preserve it and to live like they were still in the 50s forever. There are many kinds of conservatives. They froze different traditions, different time frames. Some people want to froze and to live forever in the 16th century, some on the 19th century. Some froze and they want to live forever in the Roman Catholic tradition called Tridentine tradition. Those are people that are conserving something. They choose arbitrary a time and they want forever to live on this time. The progressives, they want to change things. And when they got the number of changings that they found proper, they want to change things again and again and again. So both foundations for your thinking are sometimes overlapping when you think on those both ideas, because something that a progressive person was asking to as the future, as the changing in the 50s, is something that someone that's trying to conserve the 70s will be conserving for. What I present here is an alternative to both of those ideologies. It's a structural alternative that's called primitivism. The idea of primitivism is that there were golden ages in the history of mankind. And those golden ages, they were not only ages of progress, of prosperity, material prosperity, of healthy and happiness, but also they were special ages in the sense that mankind was properly connected to the invisible world. Mankind were properly connected to the mystical sphere of existence. They were not only living good lives on earth, but they were also living lives that were connected to everything that is eternal. One of those golden ages is the Garden of Eden. And we can expand the idea of the Garden of Eden from what we have in the Bible to the whole mythological concepts of this primordial paradise. The primitivism wants to restore the perfection of the Garden of Eden, where when there were no conflicts, when God was walking with man and talking with man commonly face to face. This idea of restoring Eden is also part of the eschatological expectations of the Christian religion, of the Jewish religion. Even we see this in many kinds of mystical religions, on some branches of the Muslim religion. The idea that in the future God will bring some kind of revelation, God will bring some kind of revelation that will enrapture mankind into a new time, a new era, a time of peace and joy and illumination. Primitivism aims at Eden, and in other small time frames where Eden was almost restored. There was no shun in the past when we saw Christian authors acquiring mythological ideas to purpose the victory of primitivism, the restoration of Eden. When we see John Cotton and his purpose to the new worlds as a new Atlantis, we understand exactly what happens with the idea of primitivism and how this idea was mythical and mystical at the same time that it was political, theological, and philosophical. The restoration of Atlantis, that comes exactly from mystical interpretations and myth and Greek mythology, is akin to the idea of the restoration of Eden, independent of how exactly historical was one or the other. The idea of restoring the knowledge of Solomon, the antediluvian worlds, the Eden, the high times of the Babylonian Empire, the best of the Egyptian Empire, the best of the Persian Empire, stopping there before the fall that came with the Roman Empire, before the decadence that came with the Roman Empire, restoring those golden ages. This is the idea of restoring Eden. In the foundation of the new worlds, we can also see the purpose from Anne Bradstreet, that we should be recovering the image of Eve, and how Eve before the fall should be an example of the search for wisdom, as much as the example of Solomon that was being used by John Cotton. We see the ideas from Peter Ramos to Francis Bacon about the universality of knowledge, and we see this also on Johannes Comenius. A reverse teleology of utopia, where we get progress by restoring those sacred mystic knowledge in the world. To make it very clear, the idea of primitivism is transcendental and exists to unify people into one goal, that is the restoration of a golden age to all mankind. You do not need to be part of a specific religion, a specific structure of moral or a political party. This idea is so powerful in its own symbols that it is beyond all those divisions.